Alright guys, so with the carbon canister deletion and the AIV deletion, that is literally everything that has come out of the car. Alright guys, so we're going to do a carbon canister delete on the 300, and I'm going to walk you guys through it, show you how to do it. There's a lot of damage to parts here that I really didn't realize, and now I have. So let's get started on getting this canister out. So what we're going to be deleting is this. And some of the work that we're going to have to do is inside the hood. So we're going to be taking this off. We're going to be taking these pipelines out. I'm going to take this out here. I'm going to be getting another one. This isn't part of the delete, but it's so bad that we're just going to have to get, we're just going to have to take it out and just make a mental note of it. But there is a bolt back in here that you have to get out as well. So let's go ahead and start getting all of this out. One of the things that's going to make this easier is a ratcheting wrench. Without it, I mean, you can do it without it, but it's going to make it a little harder. So this little plastic, or this metal piece right here, you just kind of want to bend it out of the way. You don't need it, and you're pretty much deleting this, so just kind of bend it out of the way. This bolt's a 10mm. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm just going to cut these hoses off. I mean, we're not using them, but they're so dry rotted, they're really hard to get off. So I'm just going to cut them off. So it's out. So now we just gotta get everything else out. Sorry, to get this clamp off, it's 3 10mm bolts. Alright guys, so we are going to delete some of these pipes. I'm gonna have to go to the, and this is on both sides. I believe the carbon canister is only on one side. But this delete is on both sides. You've got the one here, then you've got the one on the other side. So we're gonna get these pipes out and delete this whole section here. So in my car, part of this is already done for us. Like my last video, like the video that I was gonna do, the EGR part was already deleted. So this one, we're gonna go ahead and get this off. It is a, for this bolt here, it's a 10mm. We're going to end up taking this intake tube out to kind of, you could probably put the plumbing piece on with it on. It's probably going to seem to be a little difficult. So we'll take this tube out here shortly, but on my impact gun, this is just a 12mm, and so we're going to rip this out. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just like a clamp, but it's a 10mm on mine. I'm not exactly what these are for the carbon canister, but we're going to, this is part of the bracket. And we're going to have to take this intake tube out. But that's also part of the hoses that are right here delete as well, so videos may intercede with one another. So there's this bracket here to get your intake tube out. There's a bracket right here. Leave this bottom one if you can, but take out this 10mm right here. so we can get this tube out. Once you get one on the other side out, there's one right here. I'm sorry if there's a glare, but there's another 10mm bolt sitting right here. Make sure you keep those bolts so you don't lose them. So the bracket that I told you guys, I didn't undo it, or I didn't take it off. I just loosened the bolt, got it a little flimsy, and then let it dangle to get this tube out. So guys, I got the, in our delete, I got the intake tube out on the driver's side. Take out your air conditioner fan, cooling fan, and the air conditioner radiator out. It'll make it a lot easier to get this thing out. You'll damage the radiator if you don't. So guys, there is a bolt. It's really, really hard to see, but to get these triple lines out right here, there's a bolt sitting back here. There's part of your coolant hose for your, not your coolant hose, but your AC hose right here. It's directly behind it as it goes around the, this is the AC radiator. I damaged it. Tried to unbolt it and slide it forward, but you got to disconnect this to get it out, and I didn't want to do that, but now I'm gonna have to. This needs to be replaced anyway. I'm gonna put a whole new, like a brand new AC system in it. But this line right here coming off of it, it comes, it loops up and then bends back to go toward the engine bay. The bolt is a 10mm sitting right back here, so we're gonna get that out. So part of that triple line connects to this braided fuel line right here. I'm trying to get it. And you want to disconnect this part right here. Take this fuel line out because you're going to connect it later. And guys, this is the line that is off of your carb canister. And this hose is also, it goes into the frame of the car. Alright guys, so to delete the AIV, you've got to remove these bolts here. This goes to the exhaust. So this goes to the exhaust, this little tube right here. If I can point to it, not block the camera. So this goes down and then it connects to another hose that goes to the exhaust. So I've already disconnected the part that goes from there to the exhaust, so I'm going to have a less of an issue. So we're going to have to delete, or we're going to take out these bolts, then this bolt right here, and then as I find bolts, I will point them out. If you guys can see it extremely well, but if you pull that back, there's a little connector right there. Now you need to put that connector back, but you remove those 10mm bolts. The other part of the AIV will kind of fall down, and you screw those bolts with that connector back in. I have no idea what that connector does. We'll find out at a later date. There's also, you're going to have a really hard time seeing it, but there's another bolt right there. So the top one, the one that I showed you, has these, and then the third one the one that I just pointed to, has a nut on the end of it. It's also a 10 millimeter. It's another bracket. It goes to the same bracket, so you'll have to get those removed. But remember, we're putting these screws back. And then this is what was held in by those two screws that we got to put back. This is part of the AIV system. I'm trying to take this out in one complete solid piece. So give me a second and let me get that part that goes to the exhaust out. And guys, that is everything that was at the, it's like close to the, it's the back of the fender closest to the door. That is all one piece. That bolt that ends up with that piece right there, that is also a 10 millimeter, and it literally just kind of falls right out. This you have to wiggle out. So this hose is connected. It goes from, it's this hose right here that connects to one of the parts of the AIV valve. And then it's supposed to run all the way across, like it's supposed to. So it's right here. It comes out, runs, and I'm assuming that it has a little connector right here that expands the hose a little, or it got cut. But we're going to go ahead and pull this out, and then we're going to just yank this hose out. So that hose right there is the one I just pulled out. So now we're going to see what else that we can delete. So guys, on this side, there's a couple of other things that you need to delete on this side. So, but the fender on this side is gone. I have it, it's just in the inside of the car. So it'll be a little easier to delete that one piece that's up inside. I can actually show it to you here in a minute. But we're gonna go ahead and get this off and get this deleted. This one still has part of the hose connected to it. And I just whacked the camera. Sorry about that. So this one, this is the passenger side, and where is it? Right here. That hole is where the other tube went. This is the side that was in the accident, that we're gonna see if we can fix. And I'll show you guys something here in a minute that, I just noticed today trying to figure out what to remove for this AIV delete. So that is a better look of that piece that I was trying to get out that was way up in there. You don't have to worry about the connector, but it's the same two bolts in the same location. So part of the, and it's got a big chunk missing out of it, the front of it, but this is what that piece looks like by itself, and it's broken right there. So you also have this piece right here, and you have this rubber hose right here. So this is part of the AIV. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. So this is this piece. No idea what it does, but it's now gone and part of the delete. And I showed you guys in the other part of the video, I just saw it. This is part of the AGR valve. So that line runs from over there, comes all the way across and bolts to this. So we just got to take these two bolts out, and that's also part of our deletes that we're doing. That's the power steering pump. That's going to be relocated too at some point. So that is everything just from the passenger side alone. One thing that I found, I did not remove any bolts for the headlight, even to do any of these deletes, but this headlight will pretty much come right out. So I didn't do that. I got to fix that and see what all is entailed in making sure. I may have to replace the headlight bucket because this is pretty bent up pretty bad. I don't know if you can see it from camera, but it slants down. I'm going to try to fix it. Since the headlight's already out, I don't have to do much to get it out. Just, you know, grab and pull. Alright guys, so with the carbon canister deletion and the AIV deletion, that is literally everything that has come out of the car. I'm overlooking the car. There's a specific thing that I'm looking for and I can't find it. I may have to do some more research on the carbon canister delete. But that's everything that we've taken off the car. I mean, if you're in it for weight reduction, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds, I guess, maybe.
Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below.